So in this video, we are going to talk about faces. More specifically, I want to talk with you about how you can keep faces consistent in your MidJourney prompts. So a lot of times when you get prompts from MidJourney, the faces will be very different from prompt to prompt. And that's a problem if you're trying to tell a narrative story with characters. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. And later on, I'll talk to you about how to clean up faces using a few online tools. So the first thing that you will need to do is figure out a subject for your film. And again, this could be somebody that you cast. Obviously, you should have permission to use this person. And you need a photo of their face with flat lighting. So this is an example. You can see that we have this photo of this woman and her face doesn't have any harsh shadows. You can see her face very clearly, and it's just a very, very flat image. So you need to get an image like this of your subject. So the next thing that you're going to need to do is install Insight Face Swap, which is a plugin for Discord that basically allows you to do face swaps. So go ahead and click that link and we will install it real quick. So what you'll want to do is make sure that it is added to the correct server. So add it to your AI art server and click continue. And allow it to see all of the messages and just have all of those permissions. Okay, so Insight Face Swap is now installed on our computer. So the next thing that we need to do is figure out what celebrity actually looks like our subject. Because if you're able to call on a celebrity's likeness, then you're able to better direct MidJourney and then replace their face for doing just body replacements and things like that. So to do that, there's some free tools online. You can click the link below this video. This one's called the Celebrity Lookalike tool from Creative Career Now. So basically you just upload an image and give it a few seconds and it will find the celebrity that resembles your image. Okay, so Insight Face Swap believes that this character looks like Mila Kunis. So with a 40% certainty. All right. So, and it also says that she is 20 years old. So that will be helpful when we pull our prompts. So let's go ahead, and what we need to do first is actually tell Insight Face Swap that our subject is who we want to use in our film. So we're going to type in / and type in a save ID. And let's upload that image of our subject here. So that's the image. And for the ID, you could just give her a name. I'll say this person's name is Tamara. And make sure that the face is not covered up with hair or things like that. And then also that the lighting is flat. If you have really dramatic or harsh lighting, it will mess up this process. And we'll go ahead and click enter. So there you go. We sent the command here and the ID Tamara was created. So now that the ID was created, we now need to tell Insight Face Swap that we want to set it to use Tamara for the next image. So I'm going to do / set ID. We'll click on that and then type in Tamara. Click enter. Okay, cool. So now she is set. Insight Face Swap is good to go. So let's pull a prompt here. I'm going to say, imagine a cinematic still of a 20-year-old Mila Kunis in a Western town. We'll say shot on an Ari Alexa, and we'll say 35 millimeter. And the rest of the details don't really matter for this example. So let's see what we get. So let's see what it gave us here. So we see we have these 4 different images. They all look pretty cool. I think that we'll probably want to use one of these 3 because they seem to be the most cinematic. Let's go with this top left one here. So we'll up-res the top left one. And that looks pretty good. So what you're going to do is go to the 3 dots right here and go to apps and then in swapper. And it only took about 3 seconds and you can see the face is now swapped. So this looks really, really good. You can see that it's really blended her face really well. It even has the shadow coming across her face here. And if we compare that, this is the original image of our model, and then this is the cinematic image. So really you wouldn't know that this was not the model. I guess maybe her face is a little more square, but generally this person is this person now. So yeah, that's how you do face swapping. It's really fun to play around with this. If you had multiple subjects in a frame, you could replace them with multiple people. So yeah, that's generally how you would face swap to keep your characters consistent in your films. Now, you can add up to 10 IDs inside of Insight Face Swap. And if you ever need to see all of your IDs, you can see List ID. And it will go ahead and list out all of the characters that are currently queued up inside of your Insight Face Swap app. And if you ever need to delete an ID, you can just go to DEL to delete ID, DEL ID. And it will delete the ID that you defined. So I can just go ahead and delete Tamara, click enter, and it will delete it from my queue. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is actually restoring faces. So sometimes when you're working in MidJourney, and especially if you are working with the default quality setting, sometimes your subject faces can be a little messed up. So let me zoom in on this subject's face so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you can see here that this person's face, it's a little pixelated and a little wonky. And just a little soft generally overall for the scene. So typically in a frame, you want your subject's face to be in focus and kind of be the most appealing part of the frame, because just evolutionarily we are just drawn to faces. So you want them to be right. And if you ever need to fix a face that comes out of MidJourney, there's a great online tool. There's a link below this video to that tool that can actually restore faces using AI. So go ahead and click that link and it will take you to the website. So this tool is pretty cool. You can see a before and after of just it working here. It's just really good about restoring faces. Now, I don't think you should rely on this 100% of the time, but it does a pretty good job if you just need a quick up-res and just, need to fix something really quickly. So I'm going to upload this image here. This is the one we have. And it takes just a few moments to process. And the slider, it doesn't always work. So we'll go ahead and download the image and let's take a look at it. Okay, great. So you can see that the face is much sharper here. The just overall sharpness around the face looks correct. And the scene just looks quite a bit better. Now, with this specific image, I didn't even notice it. One of her eyes was more open than the other. So we'd probably want to rerun the prompts generally just to make sure that the overall image quality in the base was better, but generally it did a great job, especially if you look at, for example, the lips and the nose and the eyebrows and hair. I did a really good job at sharpening that up. So that's just a quick tool that you can use to do some quick facial enhancement if you ever need it.